starting with page 21, La Página 21. Look at the very top, the examples they give us using some of the subject pronouns. You've got María Inés es Mexico-Americana. Is María Inés Mexican-American? Now, in the answer, you don't need to say, yes, María Inés is Mexican-American, because that would just take too long and it just sounds redundant. We use pronouns, like these subject pronouns here, to take the place of people and things when we know what they are already, when we know what we're talking about. So the answer is yes, she is Mexican-American. The second example says, ¿De dónde son ustedes? Where are you guys from? So that means you're talking to more than one person, or you're talking to one person as part of a group. So they have to answer, we are from, wherever they're from. And you see in Spanish, it's nosotros somos de Texas. Third conversation says, ¿Tú eres estudiante? Are you a student? Sí, yo soy estudiante de la Universidad de California. Tú eres. Are you a student? And that's talking in informal terms with one person. Tú, you. One person that's your friend or somebody that's your same age or part of your peer group becomes tú. And then the person, of course, would answer, yes, I am a student at. It has to use the soy form. You don't need the word yo, but it's you can use it either or. It doesn't matter if you use it or not in this case. It just adds a little more emphasis to the phrase. We're using them here to help you get used to them. Under the lo sabía usted, did you know? It says, en la cultura hispánica, in the Hispanic culture, los sobrenombres, nicknames, son muy populares, are very popular. Por ejemplo, Anita es el sobrenombre de una persona que se llama Ana. For example, Anita is the nickname of a person who is named Ana. Otros ejemplos, Carlos, Carlitos. So Carlos has a nickname, Carlitos. Luis, his nickname would be Luisito. Otros sobrenombres no son diminutivos del nombre. Other nicknames aren't diminutive forms of the name. Like in the case of Carlos and Carlitos, it's like saying Charles and Charlie. You make it what we call a diminutive form, an affectionate form of the name. But there are other names that have quite different forms for their nicknames. Enrique, as a nickname, becomes Quique. Dolores, as a nickname, becomes Lola. Jose becomes Pepe, oddly enough. And Mercedes becomes Mecha, or I've heard Merche. And ¿qué sobrenombres son populares en inglés? What nicknames are popular in English? English. And then you just go through and you think of those through. Let's see, look at the picture down below. Under the Práctica A, identify the personal pronoun that corresponds to each picture below. If you got the guys there, one guy's talking for both of them, he would say nosotros in the top left. Over to the right a little bit, you got the two girls sitting on the bench, and they would say it for each other, nosotras. The lady with the bag talking to the people coming down the path toward her, she would say ustedes, and then whatever she's going to say. Back over to the left-hand side, you've got the older girl talking to the younger boy. She would say tú. Toward the middle, you've got the gentleman there with the suit jacket. He's pointing to the kids that are running, so he's going to say ellos, referring to them. Then the guy with the baseball cap, he's pointing to the kid with the baseball bat and the glove, but he's not looking at him, he's looking at us. So he's talking about him to us. So he's going to say the word él, he. Whatever he's telling us about him, he's going to say he's going to play baseball or whatever. Bottom left-hand corner, you got a girl on the bench. She's just pointing to herself, so that's going to be yo. Right next to her, you got a girl with a backpack talking to a woman who looks like a businesswoman, all dressed up. So the girl's a student. The other one's obviously a professor or something professional like that. So there's more respect there. And the word for you is usted. Then you got the guy with the jacket on talking to us. Looks like he's supposed to be pointing toward us or looking at us, talking about the girl that's walking by, and he's saying ella, she. Letter B, what pronouns would be used to refer to the following people? El Doctor Trujillo, number one, he would use the word el to refer to him. Like you're talking to me about him, you're going to say el. Number two, María Inés y yo. That's María Inés and I, so that's going to be nosotras, if the yo is a feminine, is a female. Número tres, Rodolfo y Sergio, they would be they, so that's going to be ellos. Cuatro, usted y Patricia, you and Patricia, that would be ustedes, because you both, or you all. Número cinco, el señor Paz y sus amigos, Mr. Paz and his friends, they would be ellos, if you're talking to me about Mr. Paz and his friends, ellos for they. And número seis, Enrique y yo, nosotros, we. Letter C, With your partner, take turns saying whether you would use tú, usted, or ustedes to address the following people. If you got a Carlitos, number one, there's a familiar term there, so you're going to call him tú. Number two, your parent's elderly friend, you would talk to her in usted, because that person is obviously older than you, would require more respect. Número tres, two strangers, you would approach them and talk to them in ustedes, until such time as they might tell you to talk in tú. Cuatro, your instructor. Normally in Spain, Mexico, other places, you would talk to your instructor in usted. I like informal situations better, but in real life, real Spanish life, quote unquote, you would use usted to talk to your professors, while they would talk to you in tú. Your best friend, you would talk to her in tú. Number six, an older lady that you just met, you would talk to her in usted. 7, a 12-year-old girl, you would talk to her in tú. And number 8, 3 gentlemen that you just met, you would talk to them in ustedes.